We just finished Running Man, episode 429, year-end special, losers bracket. So for this episode, we get Isi Young as their female guest. So they're split into 3 groups. So 3 females are the team leader, and then the male members are like their teammates.
Yes.
So we get Seong with Kwang-soo and Haha. We get Ji-hyo with Kim Jo-kook and Sep-sep. And we get Gang-soo,
Soba team.
Gang-soo, Jae-suk, and Suk-jin.
Soba team.
And they end up in Hong Kong.
So each of the groups, they have to complete the failed missions that they did back in the earlier episodes of traveling abroad and doing those type of missions. So they failed the mission of milking the goats. They failed eating the steak in Japan, where they end up just eating soba noodle and ramen. They failed with the feeding 100 people, and so and a few other ones too. A couple of the fishing episodes, they failed at that too. So the members are having to re-go and complete all those missions for the 2018 year. And so
year-end special.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. The Soba Noodle team with Jae-suk, Suk-jin, and So-min, they are going to Hong Kong.
They're back in Hong
to
Kong.
have steak. But they, as you guys remember, back when they were doing the original one, they had to ask the locals or taxis or people around there to recommend a dish, and they'll have to go eat that dish. So if they recommend steak, then they eat it and they're done. But if they recommend other ones, then they have to continue to eat those and continue the mission. Kim Jo-kook, Ji-hyo, and Sep-sep, their mission is to feed 100 people. They have to cook.
Yeah, and they have a special guest who can help them with that. And it is Pil, Haha's wife. Yep. And so Haha doesn't know about it, so she is there helping them.
They're ended up having to cook for what looks like to be a older age neighborhood rather than a young or teenage neighborhood. So
the only thing I remember that they're cooking is sugyuk.
Yeah.
And I forgot what else. They have a whole
menu.
A
bunch of ingredients to be cooking with.
Yeah, because they have a whole menu to cook. So
then, which leaves the last group, which is Seong, Haha, and Kwang-soo. They have to go to they have to milk 4 liters of goat milk, and the place that they go to has to have something to do with king or wang, and so that phrase has to have something to do with the location they're going to. And so the place they found is located in Wangsang. Wangsang. So the PDs accepted that, so they went over there. First things first, there really wasn't much about Kim Jo-kook, Ji-hyo, and Sep-sep, just because they were kind of just preparing ingredients and letting people know that they were cooking and to come eat at 6:30. I mean, other than the fact that the people around there don't recognize Sep-sep at all, and you had a old lady say that Sep-sep is a cameraman.
So Sep-sep ends up walking around with a camera.
So him and Kim Jo-kook decide to play a little fun and have Sep-sep carry a camera around and be a cameraman. Then you get the goat team, and they went to this ranch that's in the mountains, and for some reason the goats are afraid, and the goats won't come to them. The goats keep running away, so it's causing them to have more trouble than they need. Aside from the fact that Kwang-soo, they played a little game as well to see if the owner of that place will recognize Kwang-soo, and they swapped Kwang-soo with
the PD.
They're one of their new PDs, and the guy totally didn't recognize it. He just totally accepted anything and everything they were telling him about. So it hurt Kwang-soo's feelings, but it was funny. And lastly ended up being Wangtangmian group.
Wangtangmian, more noodles. Along with the noodles, part 1 in Okaksanwa, whatever, and now it is part 2 in Hong Kong. So they are stuck eating a lot of noodle. Wangtang noodle.
Wangtang. That noodle group, they ate at a restaurant, and then they found a taxi, got recommended wonton noodles, ate at a restaurant, had to find a old lady that was 70 years or older. She recommended wonton mian noodles. They went and ate again, found another taxi, thinking that they were going to be able to leave the place, and the taxi recommends the exact same restaurant.
They're like circling the same
They
place.
went in a circle. They came right back to where they started, and now they're like worried because they're like, well, we must have been cursed. And
eating the noodles.
This episode was a part 1 episode of a 2-part series, so we will get to see the second half of it
next week,
which the preview just shows stuff that happens next week.
Yeah, because they're also like doing this ballot like voting race so that you don't get punished or something like that. And so each group has like ballot numbers, but they have to distribute it. And like if you don't get any, you take the penalty, the punish. So it's like a 2-week episode special for the end of the year. So my guess is whoever gets punished has to go do one of those missions that they did not complete.
Yep.
Yeah, because it looks like even though they finished these mission or they failed these mission, they still had to go do other mission that they failed, because it also show like Kim Jong-cook and them like fishing on a boat.
No, it was Kwansu.
It was Kwansu. Yeah. Kwasuna, they're fishing on a boat, and then Jae-suk them get like another mission, special mission,
right?
And like seems like Kim Jong-cook and them are given another mission as well too. So it's like they failed their missions and they are going to be doing more missions.
Yep. So it was an okay episode today. It was more of a build-up episode rather than a full entire one. So I expect a lot more from next week's episode, because they won't have to spend any time setting it up.
Yep. But because this is just like a short getting ready, and it's also like a 2 weeks episode one, so we don't have much to say for it, because it's just the intro of them getting started on their missions they have to do. So there's not much for our reaction videos too, so it's just going to be some short ones after this, and we will see you guys next week for our next Running Man's episode, the continuation of the year-end special loser bracket.
Yep.
석순이 오빠, 근데 팀원이 중요하다고 해서 살짝 고민하긴 했었어요. 오빠 어디세요?
난 우리 집 앞이야. 아, 집 앞이. 아, 말투가 되게 건방진데. 아니, 간전하지 않아. 아니야.
Very much just friend.
소민이를 사랑합니다.
끊어. 야, 이씨. 이 안마.
여기 있네.
네, 진짜 말.
그거이네.
네, 되게 많아. Does he not recognize that they're right there? Kill! Drive off! No, wait for him! Yeah, get out of here! That's all. Did you hang up for a second?
전주 비비밥. 소소소 맛있다.
아, 진짜 너무한다.
제가 안 받으니까 바로.
아니, 진짜 이 형은 진짜 인간이 바로 끊었잖아. 네. 아, 누가 그러고 끊어? 아니, 바로 끊었다고. 바로 끊었어. 이거 다운 가지고.
오다.
어디 하였어요?
광수?
뭐야? 저왜 이렇게
What the fuck is he wearing?
Dude, I don't think he know his wife was in here.
있어요? 계속 느낌이 있어요?
His wife showed up for the episode.
근데 개그맨 후배 되려고 하는 거 뭐예요? 뭐야? 이거 하려고 하는 거야? 뭐야? 이거 정말 갈수록 과해지지? 과해지네 이거.
Feels like your jacket is not meant for you.
He's wearing Jang-hoon's jacket.
야호.
일단 총한 명 더 나왔어요.
한 명 더 남았어?
광수.
누굴 태워가지? 누굴 태워가지?
네, 근처에 광수 오빠가 있대요.
광수.
네.
She really wants 광수, it don't matter.
여태까지 했으면 근처에 있어도 지금 완전 이것도
Oh, that's right.
그러네,
Oh,
생각해보니까.
four of them.
차라리 공속이 난 거 아니겠어?
It's an auto loss.
Come on, history repeats. Remember back then when they had to pick a partner? Nobody picked 광수.
광수야. 형, 너 어디야?
아니 혹시 모르실까봐 길 좀 설명해 드리려고요.
아니 왔어 주유소에.
왔는데?
저 지금 내려갈게요. 여기 있다 형.
We're gonna drive up.
나연 씨.
Yeah. Come on, stop. It's alright. Stop. Just a little challenge.
아니 아직 살아있는데? 타 일단 타. 제발.
아니, 오빠는 관심이 없어서 우리가 오늘 톡하는데.
무슨 얘기야? 좋네요.
That's how foggy.
그럼 어디로 가지?
이거 어디로 가?
팀원이 모이면 알 수 있대요.
Oh, you poop in your pants.
Yes, I'm.
형, 나 묻었어요. 형, 이거 뭐야? 진짜 똥이야.
진짜 똥이야.
이거 한 명이.
야 대박이다.
정말 쉬운 방법. 뒤에서 안 할 때는 이거 정말 쉬운 방법인데.
그래 안아봐요 뒤에.
거기서 만져와.
진짜 따가나주세요.
Because he's tall, so
이렇게. 진짜 이렇게 진짜. 여기야.
잡았다. 이랬을 때 이렇게 힘들잖아요. 그러면은 잡았다. 이랬을 때
Oh, I think wants to embarrass her here.
그러면은 엉덩이 뒤로 빼잖아요. 빼서 팔만 이렇게 하면
Oh,
엉덩이 뒤로 빼잖아요.
Jacob.
팔만 이렇게 하면
you move behind and you go
You put your leg behind her leg.
Jisoo just walked over him.
이거 되겠네 이거 완전.
Like, 꺼져.
꺼져. 꺼져.
잡으면
Oh my God, sorry.
괜찮다.
대박이다. 너 한번 해봐.
너 한번 해봐.
너 해봐.
Come on, 이리 와.
엉덩이만 뒤로 아니 아니야.
아니, 아니, 아니.
엉덩이만 뒤로 아니 아니야.
She ate it.
수민아. 아 시영 씨 대단. 근데 역시 시영
Her cousin gets to sing that.
다들 몇 번 가져오세요.
나의 그 학창 시절을 만들어줘. 야 천장지구. 고교 시절을 만들어줘.
They represent my high school years.
방금 봐. 잘 발표해줘.
레이디 홍사야.
이거는 성조가.
So he's gonna talk like that. He's gonna talk with a soft
어머.
voice.
모이샤 허이까 이쇼 허 찬탱 도마이 찬땅게.
이게 뭐야?
찬탱 도마이 찬땅게.
차대대 똥땡 with the Korean accent.
찬탱기가 있잖아. 찬탱기가 있잖아. 이거 야 이거 배워야 되겠어. 시내에 가서 핵심을. 아 그래요.